He's here.
That's Fox from Orlando.
In front of the microphones, just getting ready to start that news conference.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's listen in now. He's about to begin.
First of all, thank you for your patience. You guys know we've had a pretty fluid scene here. I'm going to be able to tell you a little bit about what we know. As I said, it's very fluid, so we're learning more stuff as we go. At this point, everything that we can tell is that around 1:23, one of the individuals involved, a female and a male, were pushing a baby stroller. They went into the store that you see behind me. Around 1:25, one of the involved parties' vehicles pulls up, a black Mercedes. Several individuals get out of it. At 1:26 is when everything starts. So the two individuals that had gone into the store pushing the baby stroller come out. As I said, one's a female, one a male. As they come out, the gunfight starts. Several subjects come from around the corner of the building. They start exchanging gunfire. Everything that we can tell at the scene right now, roughly 50 rounds were fired between three subjects that were shooting toward the male and the female and the baby. The baby was struck, from what we believe, one time around in the pelvic area. The baby is listed currently in stable condition, is at a hospital undergoing surgery. We don't have any further details on that. This appears to be an ongoing feud. We're not sure what that feud was about. We do have one of the subjects identified at this time. We're not releasing any names. So, as I said, everything we know at this time, there were three shooters that were inside a black Mercedes. There was the male subject that was involved in the shooting. The female subject was pushing the baby stroller, actually left the baby there, ran away, and then after the shooting had stopped, came back. The baby, as I said, was shot one time. Does not appear to be life-threatening, so our thoughts and prayers are with the baby and the surgeons that are dealing with this incident at this time. We don't have much other information. As you can see, it's a very fluid scene. Our crime scene is working at 50 plus, or right at 50 rounds that we know of. Magazines that are here, they'll be piecing all of that together. We do have some video. We're not prepared to release it at this point, but we will try and get, at least if nothing else, some stills out later tonight to everybody once we have a chance to look at it and determine.
Sheriff, I'm sorry.
No.
Just the idea that someone would fire 50 rounds with a toddler there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in response to that, what I would say is these individuals don't care about anything. They're evil, and they're not only putting that toddler at risk. There were other people around. You know, you're talking about 1:30. You've got people driving all by, broad open daylight. So this is just a bunch of individuals acting stupid and doing very stupid things.
All three of those people are at large?
Currently, the three that were in the Mercedes, we believe, are at large. We're working to identify them. We're asking that anyone that has information relating to this that can give us anything regarding the identity, the purpose of it, please contact us. They can go to Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS and get us the information.
You said you have one.
I couldn't hear you. Let me let this go by. Go ahead. I'll take both of you, but go ahead.
You said you had one person identified. Was that the male that was with the female pushing the stroller?
That is correct. We are with him now. We do have him identified.
Okay, so all three individuals in the car are all armed and all shooting at the male and female pushing the stroller?
Yes. Yeah. The vehicle backs in from what we can tell on the security footage. The vehicle backs in about 1:25, and at 1:26 the shooting starts. So it was happening pretty quick.
So that male and female were targeted by the three people?
Right now we don't know who fired first. We'll be able to piece that together. There were a lot of different people around. You can see them in the video, but oddly enough, nobody knows anything. Nobody has any input. So that's why we're asking if anybody does have any information related to this, please contact us.
Have you recovered any weapons? And then also, do you have any descriptions that people should know about so they can keep an eye out?
Yeah, so the three individuals in the car are black males. We're trying to get a better clothing description from it. It looked like one of them at least was wearing a dark colored shirt, but I'll get you more information. Todd Goodyear, our PIO, will get that as we go. As I said, we have one of the individuals in custody with us right now, the individual that was with the female coming out of the store.
Was he armed as well? Was he shooting as well?
He was armed as well, and as I said, we have him right now trying to work through what this was all about and why.
And only the 2-year-old was shot.
At this point, as far as we know, the 2-year-old was injured. I can't speak to any other injuries at this point.
Quick question, because we saw them searching this, basically this line here with metal detectors and the canines. Did they recover a weapon? Did they find any guns?
I'm not sure if any weapons have been recovered as of yet. I know there's a magazine up there, as well as the shell casings.
This is a 2-year-old girl, right, Sheriff?
A 2-year-old female, yes. Yeah. As I said, that's really all we know right now. As things continue, our PIO will get you more information, and then once we can get the, at least if nothing else, the stills of the video, we'll get them out to you as quick as possible.
Last
All right?
question, those 3 men that you're looking for, do you have an age range by any chance?
No, not yet. So,
Thank you, Sheriff.
all right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.